The video with a little bit of feedback. Firstly, we start the video with you swimming at normal speed, and then we'll freeze it when we need to pick up any particular point. So the first point then is about this head position. Really good. Top eye just seeing out the water, nice Popeye mouth, fantastic. Okay, second point, looking at this right arm. You see how the palm is facing away from you. So that's something we need to look into. So fingertip entry first, nice flat hand. Okay, on that side, the left arm, you can see it's going in quite deep, quite shallow, and that's something that we will pick up as the video progresses. Overall, body position is quite good. You can see he was sometimes just breaking the surface of the water, but again, we'll pick that up once we drop the camera underneath. Okay, so good push off the wall, and okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to freeze it there, and you can see that palm facing outwards, and you can also see the hand and the elbow almost in a straight line. And again, on the right hand side, see that elbow dropped slightly. So that's definitely something we would look at, so that we're aiming to get our hand in the position, so we're pressing back, not down as it was then, as soon as possible. Again, good rhythm to the stroke underwater, and you can see each time the hand enters, it's having to twist rather than going in, palm facing down and pressing back as soon as is possible. Again, moving the camera back, good leg position, kicking mostly from the hips with nice soft knees, that's great. And you can see your toes pointing back, so that's a really good position for your feet to be in. So that's all good. Okay, so moving forward, this shot, what we're looking for is checking whether the hand is crossing it over at the front of the stroke. Again, just to highlight there, you can see that palm facing outward. And on the other arm, you can see occasionally it just drifts across the front of your head. Also interesting in looking at your head position. Yeah, that looks good from that angle. And what we can see, again, just stopped it there just to really ram the point home. What we can see is if we look underwater, we can begin to see that that arm is relatively straight when it's pulling back. And I think that's something that we will definitely pick up once again when we take the camera underneath the water. Again, interesting the way the arm there is coming in quite close to your head, your left arm. You see that's almost going over the top of your head rather than entering the water directly in front of your shoulder. Okay, so underwater, this is where we can see what's going on. And again, you can see that twisting of the hand quite clearly there. And you can see how this angle shows how straight that arm is. It eventually gets into the sort of position that it needs to be. But again, you can see how straight it is. So we need to get that hand coming into the water, palm facing down, fingertip entry first into that position to press back rather than down, like you can see that you're doing there. Okay, interestingly, looking at your breathing sometimes, it does look like you just hold on to that breath rather than it be a constant breathing in and breathing out throughout the whole of the stroke cycle. Okay, and again, I can see the palm of your hand at the front of the stroke. It's almost like you're putting the brake on. So this is the angle nobody particularly likes. This is the overhead shot, and this kind of summarizes a lot of the points that we're talking about. You can see that palm entry first, thumb entry first, rather than fingertip. And the other thing that this highlights, this angle is always quite good. If you look at your legs, slightly scissoring at that part of the stroke. What we need to do is to make sure that when we're swimming, we've got a nice flutter kick and we'll be able to brush our toes together pretty much throughout the whole of that kick. Okay, so that's kind of like a real whirlwind tour in 4 minutes or so of your stroke. Something I'm more than happy to sit and have a further chat with you about. Overall, pretty good. I just think it's focusing on getting the hand into that position where we're pressing back rather than down as soon as possible.